So guys, right, looking at how we can move into impact, getting our right leg, our right hip, getting our hips to work more effectively. Now, what are we actually seeing with a lot of people out there? And this even, when we're really looking at advanced players who are flipping and blocking it, this is a really, really sensitive area, and it's just great to be able to understand where it comes from. Okay, so let's have a look. When we're looking at a lot of players moving into impact, we're seeing them move with the right knee forwards. We're seeing often the weight move quickly into the right toe, which gets the right hip to turn high. Your torso is going to move with it. Now, good players will still counter-react, but by getting this right hip up high, you get a little bit stuck, and a lot of the time it'll just open up the face. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily get the club behind you, but you will get blocked. You either run into yourself here and you're hitting it right going right, or you'll counter-react and a left going left. And for the less skilled players, when this is coming out, your torso's coming over and you're hitting it from the outside. So by getting your right hip to move underneath you and keeping it in is going to get nearly everybody in a position where your foot will roll in on the side, and we can have great footwork. Mickey Wright, you're looking at Jack Nicklaus and Ben Hogan, Adam Scott. We're looking at so many great players with this right leg in a wonderful position rather than early extending, lifting up, getting that big gap between the ball. You know that feeling on the golf course when that comes out and this is gone and there's just nothing to hit against. So this move here, this is really the killer move and one of the essential moves in the golf swing. When we have a look at Colin Morikawa, and we might have Justin Thomas, and we have some players that really, move this right leg out, they get away with it because one thing is their knees moving a long way forwards. All right. The other thing that people don't talk about is the steepness of their shoulders. They're so flexible and they're so coordinated, they're so talented, they can get their side bend into crazy positions and move this stuff underneath them, move their legs to keep them in the shot. Most people are ripped off the shot, left going left, and of course, right going right. So guys, right, have a look at Nicklaus' 18 major championships, have a look at the footwork on that, and what you can do, what you can see is what it does with the left hip here. It's lifting this left hip right up 14 degrees, but what an amazing angle, that right foot. What a ball striker. Colin Morikawa doing it differently. He's got the right leg flying out, which seems to be towards the golf ball. Interesting when I'll show you just quickly what he's doing to sort of counter-react that from the other side, but he's able to still keep that left hip up, not as high, but he's still able to keep it up. But one of the things that some of these modern day players can do with the incredible flexibility that they have is really get their shoulders in really, really steep. So it's just outside where the ball was, and that can keep them in the shot as their legs are extremely active and moving underneath them. That's about as good as I can hit a golf ball, guys. Right, got a great drill here. Compliments of Jack Nicklaus, arguably the best player of all time, one of the best ball strikers of all time. And he actually spoke about what he worked on. That amazing right foot position was hard work. He actually worked with Jack Grout, and this is what they worked on. They worked on rolling the feed in both directions. Now, it makes sense to pay attention. When we're looking at the best ball strikers of all time, we're seeing so many. We're seeing Lee Trevino, Mickey Wright, Ben Hogan, Arnold Palmer, we're seeing Nicklaus. We're seeing plenty of modern day players also in these positions with their right foot in just perfect positions, which really helps us get shaft lean. It helps us cover the golf ball. It gives us something to push off, and it gives us room. It helps us get the tilts right. All this stuff moving in this direction. We're seeing some talented modern day players able to do that and bend their bodies into insane positions with unbelievable hand-eye coordination, but the normal people, me included, we can't do that. So we need to look at improving our ball striking. This is a great way to build some feel and get the correct tilts by rolling your ankles. You see my feet just on the sides here. You're actually just exaggerating a couple of sensations, I know, but just getting the bends also correct rather than, I've mentioned that bus driver swerving from left to right and getting a left shoulder high and right shoulder high. We need to get the tilts and the turns, and your feet, the way they move, has a huge part. So people, right, one of the advantages of getting the right side of your body to move correctly
is getting closer down to the original shaft plane. How many times have we seen this over the years? The world's best ever ball strikers ending smack bang on the original shaft plane, and the advantages that it has is absolutely huge. The closer you get to this, the better you're going to hit the golf ball, people. And we've just seen so many players time and time again. Arnold Palmer, have a look at that. Now let's have a look quickly at what it does. Now getting down, what people don't understand is at impact, the right hip is going to be 7 centimeters lower on average on tour than it was at the address position. The right hip 7 centimeters lower at impact than it was in the address position. Now this helps get the shaft down. The lower you get this shaft, the better it is. The higher the shaft is moving up, if you've got early extension, if you're standing up in it, the harder it is to release it. You've got mishits, you've got all sorts of different things going on. This is what we're showing you on WorldClassGolf.com. Dr. Neil Craig Hanson, we've got some of the best information out there, guys. Don't jump from video to video. Get on the path of playing some better golf. Now let's have a look at some great drills here, and to get ourselves moving through the ball much more effectively. The closer you get to these positions, people, the better you're going to hit.
By moving our legs more effectively, getting this right leg to stay underneath us, the hips move much differently. So what will happen is when you get into impact, your left hip, and it's good to know the numbers, right? It's good to know the averages, because if you're not in them, you know, it makes sense. That left hip's going to be about 10 to 15 degrees higher, or 10 to 17 degrees higher than the right. Now when that right leg moves out, you're getting more of a level hip turn. And I see so many good players in this position, and it's really causing them issues. This is a good drill for club players, because when they swing, they actually move their foot back in the other direction, causing the hip to move up. And if you can get this right foot, this ankle, to move in on the side, your left hip's going to be moving up, your right leg's going to be staying back, you're keeping your heel on the ground, and then you're moving up into a finish position, perhaps, you know, with a little bit of an arching of the back without your head flying too far backwards. Let's have a look if we can hit one here and just see if we can move away from this. Let's have a look here as we move away from this basket on the ground. I can really feel that right foot rolls in on the side. By getting this knee to the finish line, by getting this right leg to move underneath us, we start to get in some fantastic places for really to improve your shaft lean, ball striking.
Now have a look at this remarkable move. It's absolutely extraordinary from the top of the swing, DeChambeau. That leg work, right leg, opening up, the hip work, the angles. I mean, he's absolutely flogging that, and he's able to keep his right foot in a position. How can you actually keep your feet in a position like that at the speeds he's hitting it at? He's got everyone fooled as he moves through the ball and saves the knee and gets into this position. Mickey right here, Ben Hogan said the best swinger, best ball striker that he ever saw. Have a look at the move, the ankles rolling in and the right leg moving through the ball. Let's have a quick peek at a number here. Remember this number, people, as we draw a line down here. 60 or just under 60 degrees here. Extension through the golf ball, right side bend. Have a look at the right arm. It's always going to be rotation in the fingers, people. That's a very important part of the swing here. And we've been looking at this move a lot recently on YouTube and WorldClassGolf.com. Now, we had Mo Norman, who actually told us what he was working on. You know, the left leg staying bent and taking the hit. Spoke about the right leg moving in, the ankles rolling in, and told us what to look out for. And definitely this move here, he spoke about the right leg kicking out and not creasing the front of the shoe. Very interesting point. Love listening to this guy talk about the golf swing.
Absolutely flush that one, guys. Right, now improving your leg work, your footwork to get a better impact, to stop early extensions, stop standing up in it, get your lateral shift. I mean, we're really not looking at the footwork enough and the leg work in the swing. You really want to look at building a station. And the reason I'm saying that is once we start hitting balls, we get distracted at times. We start to work on this, we start to work on that. But to get instant feedback to see if your right leg is really, you know, kicking out to the ball and you're standing up in it, and you know you've got the swing like the bus driver going hard left. You know, you want to have some feedback. Now we can't all hit from grass, understand that, so I'm going to go through a couple of things here. Now I've just got a cut-off shaft. Now you can make it a little bit shorter than this. This was a little tricky to get it in the ground, but we managed, and you get that at about a fist width away in the middle of your stance. You get about a fist width away from your right leg, so that you're getting yourself in a position where you're getting feedback, and you can keep this right leg working this right foot into a wonderful position, get your hip tilts correct, get into your finish position with some side bend, get your knees together and get some neck tilt moving through the golf ball here, getting your neck tilt, zipping up these thighs together and just getting great leg work and footwork. It's just such a great thing for your golf swing. World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied in helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction. Now, looking at repetitions, muscle memory, pumping out reps, you don't have to hit golf balls. You can hit 5 practice swings in a row, then hit a ball, 5 practice swings in a row, and you look at really at doing hundreds and hundreds of these things to get yourself moving in the right direction, and it will change. And it's a wonderful feeling to move through the ball effectively. If you are hitting from mats, I've got the foam roller thing here. You can pop that on the ground. You can be a little bit inventive. I mean, if you want to put a small bottle of water or something up on top here, if you can balance it right, and then you can hit from a position there where, you know, if you hit the bottle of water a fist width away, moving up into your finish, making sure you position it not too far back, because you really want to get up and through the ball and extend. Looking at these type of drills when you're hitting golf balls to change leg work and your footwork is absolutely essential. And once you've got a station, you can actually start to work on something else in your swing, because you're getting that instant feedback with every single shot. Guys, if you're after online lessons, I'm training people from all around the world. We've got Skype calls, Zoom calls on WorldClassGolf.com. We've got 1,300 videos there, 75 masterclass series. We're constantly releasing stuff, evidence-based instruction. Don't jump from video to video.